I started this dream journal in October of last year, so it's been about 8 months, and I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of inconsistent with it, unfortunately. But one of my goals is to be more consistent with journaling. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about how I dream journal, to give you guys some ideas, some inspiration, and hopefully together we can create a more consistent habit of getting into dream journaling. So this journal is from Sophie. They very gratefully gifted to me last fall. This video is not sponsored by them, but I do think the journal is absolutely beautiful and they have it in multiple colors. It has this gorgeous butterfly design on the front and there's also like rainbow gilded edges, although it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I promise you it's there and it's very beautiful. So I set up the inside of this journal on a video before on my channel. On the left, I have an in this journal spot that I actually have not filled in with anything. I was gonna put like what I wanted to use this journal for, like dreams, thoughts, things like that, but so far it's only been dreams, so it felt kind of useless to just write one bullet point here. But the cover page looks really nice. It says Sophie's journal. Isn't she pretty? After this first page, there's literally nothing else. It just gets right into the journal entries, and those are going to stay confidential to my eyes and my eyes alone, unfortunately. But I will show you how far into the journal I've gotten in the past 8 months. There. That's as far as I've gotten. So unfortunately, not nearly enough. And that is why one of my goals is to become more consistent with it. However, from what I already have written down, you can see vaguely that this is a very, very simple setup. It's literally just one page of plain handwriting in this black pen. This is the Pilot G2 pen. It's literally just a black ballpoint pen that you can get at any store ever. It's nothing fancy, I promise. And all I do is write the date and I start logging my dream. And I think the date is really important to track just so you can remember like when you had it, if there are any patterns around a certain time, that kind of thing. I've heard people also track like what stage of their menstrual cycle they're in or possibly astrology signs. Personally, I don't really care about those two things. I also don't believe in astrology, so that's not important to me. But if that's important to you, you can always put them at the top here. And then I just start journaling, like I said, my dream. And that's pretty much my entire system. It's really very simple. The issue is not writing everything, it's becoming more consistent with it, which I'll talk about a little later in this video. To be totally honest with you guys, I don't look too deeply into my dreams. I'm a Christian, so I'm a spiritual person, but I'm not the kind of person that like super analyzes dreams, really dissects them and tracks them. I started dream journaling more because I dream a lot. If I'm being honest, I really don't even like dreaming, mostly because they're usually like nightmares or just like scary, uncomfortable dreams that I don't enjoy. And on the rare occasion when there is a dream that I actually enjoy, I wake up from it. So it's really a lose-lose situation for me. But I do think that sometimes you can dream about things that are important in your life, things that you're stressing about, things that maybe happened in the past that you may have anxiety about, stuff like that. And so partially for curiosity's sake, partially for like actual meaningful sake, I started dream journaling and it's been 8 months into the process, as you guys saw. I do think dream journaling is incredibly beneficial just for like tracking a couple things. You can track sleep quality. I'll talk about that a little later in the video, but you can also track like messages and patterns. If I see something recurring in multiple dreams, like for example, if I'm stressed about something, there is a high chance that something is going to appear in my dreams a lot. I don't know, it's interesting to go back and read your dreams because I forget a lot of dreams within a couple hours after I wake up. So I always want to write down my dreams immediately when I wake up to make sure I don't forget anything or any little nitpicky detail, right? However, sometimes in the morning, especially when I'm in college, I don't have time to sit down for 15 minutes and like write down my entire dream, like start to finish. Write down my dreams is usually something I do closer to the evenings, but what I will do when I wake up is use my phone to remember the dreams. I find that just like talking into my phone and just talking in general is so much faster than handwriting things. And so whenever I wake up, usually what my routine is I will record it into my phone using this new app that is called Voice Notes. This app is very, very similar to the normal notes app that you have on your phone if you're an iPhone user like me. But what's nice about it is instead of like physically typing it into your phone, you can literally speak into it and it will transcribe the dialogue for you. I use Voice Notes for multiple things, not just for dreams. I use it primarily for dreams, but if I had other things cluttering the app, if I wanted to specifically search for only my entries about my dreams, the AI can automatically just scan all of the notes that I previously made and just gather up only the ones that have my dreams mentioned in it already.
One dream, you and Abigail were doing yoga outside with a teacher. In another dream, you were driving a dark blue pickup truck.
One of my favorite features in this app is the create button, where the AI can take either one or multiple notes and create either a to-do list, main points, summary, email, blog post, tweet, things like that from what you've already written. So it just takes the same words and rearranges them into whatever format you want them to be. Super cool. Personally, I think it's like really helpful to just be more productive. The best part of this app is that it's completely free to use. You can record an unlimited amount of 1-minute recordings using the app or the website feature. However, if you want to upgrade and use a more advanced AI or take recordings longer than a minute, you can sign up for the monthly or lifetime plan and just get the full potential out of voice notes. And by the way, these are much cheaper than their competitors. The lifetime plan for voice notes is $50 and that will literally last you forever. So like, it's really great investment if you find this is helpful in your productivity routine. If you want to check out voice notes, I do have a link down below in the description box, so definitely go click it, whether you use it for school, work, your own routine, or dream journaling like me. Because like I said, I will wake up, just record my dreams into my phone and then write them into my journal later. Overall, a win-win situation if you ask me. I do have a couple ideas of spreads that you can use in your dream journal that I personally haven't used, but I think are good ideas. So number one is a table of contents. And actually, I think I'd put one right here. If you sectioned your journal by like time period, like maybe every 3 months, or possibly if you do different sections of the journal for different things, like one side was for dreams, one side was for gratitudes, one side was for just daily journaling, things like that. A table of contents would be great to just kind of organize everything, because essentially it is just like a jumbled journal of thoughts. And so keeping things in their own different sections is definitely probably a good thing. Another idea you can do is track your sleep quality. I think it's pretty obvious that your sleep quality would decrease when you have nightmares, whereas they might be better when you have good dreams. But that being said, tracking your sleep quality, like how long you slept, how deep was your rest, that kind of thing, and you can see how it correlates with different parts of your dreams. That could be an interesting thing to look at. I've also heard people track symbolism. So if you're tracking a certain pattern or a certain symbol or things that are appearing in your dreams multiple times, creating a spread that lists these different things, maybe the days you had dreams about them, maybe if you're finding meaning from those things and you want to write it down somewhere, that way you can see if this meaning or this theme is repeating in your dreams. That could be really important, and just having a spread to write that down could be really helpful. And lastly, I think it'd be really cool to doodle in your dream journal. If there's a specific visual in your dream that stands out to you, even though I feel like it's hard to pinpoint that because dreams are obviously not very tangible and I feel like they're always moving, but I can think in my head of some dreams that I've had with a very distinctive visual. So if there is one of those that you want to track or write down, maybe just like scribble a little doodle in the side of a journal spread. That could be super fun. I don't know, some cool ideas. And if you have any other ideas, drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Now, if you're looking to start a dream journal, here are my tips and recommendations. Like I said, personally, I'm still trying to create this habit myself, so I'm not an expert yet, but I am working on it and I have been doing so for 8 months. So this is what I've kind of learned over time. Number one, definitely try to keep your dream journal in a very accessible place. Ideally, this would be right next to your bed on a bedside table with a pen or something to really make it easy for you to get up out of bed and scribble something down. But if you're like me and, like I said, don't have time always in the morning to write down your dreams, totally understandable, I would recommend, again, putting it somewhere accessible where you can see it, like on top of your desk or on a dresser somewhere, but also keeping accessible something like voice notes, like I mentioned earlier, which is the app that I use to record my dreams. That way, at least there is one way for you to take down your dreams before you forget it, ASAP, right when you wake up in the morning. I also really try to just like brain dump everything out. I don't want to try to be a perfectionist with this because the point isn't perfection. I actually have not posted any of my spreads from my dream journal online anywhere. It's like the first time that you're seeing it, I'm pretty sure, I think. I think this is the first time you're seeing it, but I'm saying that because my actual bullet journal, the one that I use for like all my daily tracking and stuff, all of these spreads are like super artsy, and you guys have definitely seen everything in this before because I always spend a lot of time making them pretty, making them aesthetic, and sharing them online. My dream journal, on the other hand, I am just trying to get everything that is possibly in my head and I'm remembering onto paper ASAP. So I'm not trying to make it beautiful. There's no scrapbooking elements involved. It's basically just a black pen scribbling down, and honestly very messy handwriting. And I wish my handwriting was nicer, but unfortunately it's just gotten worse over the years, so it's not very great when I'm not trying to make it like cute and pristine and everything. So basically what I'm saying here is don't focus on the aesthetics. They're just not important. I know I talked about like the sleep trackers, the doodles that you can put in your spreads, things like that, and those are always great if you want to add an extra layer onto everything and make your sleep tracking more detailed and intense. But once again, it's not the priority here. The priority is remembering your dream so you can come back and read it later. Now, I actually have a lot of plans for this journal. She's pretty thick. Well, okay, that's a lie. She's not that thick, but there are a lot of pages in here that I haven't actually gotten to yet, is what I'm trying to say. I do want to keep recording my dreams in here, don't you worry. But I also want to do a couple more things. Number one, I want to continue using it a lot more consistently. Like I said, I've only been using that much of the journal. It's been 8 months, so I'm not recording every dream, forgotten some somewhere down the line, or I just don't reach for it, things like that. And I really need to get into a better habit of using it more consistently, because I'm always talking about making habits out of journaling on this channel, and so I should be a good example and like do it myself. But I'm hopefully gonna take the tips from this video and like work it into my own lifestyle so that I can continue to use it more consistently. The other goal I have for myself with this journal is to actually use it for just a normal like thoughts journal. I don't want to only record my dreams. I want to record other things. Like for example, TikTok girlies always talk about the importance of journaling, and I think it does work. It has great importance. But just journaling about your day, your thoughts, your feelings, if you're stressed about something, you're anxious, if you're sad about something, if you're happy about something, your gratitudes, your goals, your plans, whatever it may be. I 100% want to use this more consistently for other things than just dreams. I just need to make sure that I have space in my schedule to sit down for like 10 minutes a day, which honestly isn't even that big of a commitment. It's not high on my priority list, and it should be higher on my priority list. So those are the two things that I'm going to be working on. Let me know in the comments below if you have a dream journal, if you want to start one, or what your goal is. If you haven't already, definitely check out Voice Notes like I mentioned earlier. It's an amazing app, super helpful, and like I said, it is free to download, and then you can also pay to upgrade later down the line. As always, subscribe to this channel if you are new here, or if you just haven't subscribed before, because I know some of y'all aren't subscribed. I can see my analytics, and I'm not gonna lie, I make great content, so why would you not want to stick around? I will see you guys next week for my new bullet journal setup. If it's already published, I will link it right over here. Have an amazing day.